In Romania, it is considered bad to sell your parents' house. What is a small, not known tradition in your country like this? In Russia, you aren't supposed to give flowers in even numbers because that's for funerals only. They take this very seriously, and if you bring your Russian girlfriend an even number of flowers, prepare to get dumped. Don't forget about whistling inside the house or sitting for a moment before you leave the house for something important. Up until a few years ago, it was considered bad in my country for a son to marry if he still had any unmarried sisters left. You were supposed to find good men for your sisters first, and only then were you allowed to marry. I'm trying to think how will that work out if everyone followed this. I tried to think about this really hard and hit a wall. So you could only marry if you don't have sisters, because if the sister tries to marry a guy who also has his own sister, he wouldn't be able to, because his sister will have to get married first. In China, they never drink cold water. Not on a hot day, not on a cold day, not on any day, period. They think doing so gives you colds, infections, diseases, etc. They do not love their hot water though. Scorching hot day outside, just finished a running 10k, extra long session at the gym. May I offer a nice cup of steaming hot water in these trying times? In Spain, it is considered bad not to stay taking when you have guests. I mean, you know that moment you have guests at home and you end up eating and you have coffee and dessert. Well, in Spain, after that coffee, we stay around the table talking for literally hours. And it's disrespectful if you just take coffee, stand up, and leave. In Spanish, it's sobremesa. In France, it's considered bad luck to give the salt shaker to someone directly from hand to hand. You have to put it on the table, then the other person have to pick it up. If you gift a knife to someone, they have to either give you a coin, even if it's 1 cent, or they have to poke you with it, or your friendship with this person is doomed. If you finish a bottle of wine, you are married or hanged within the year. It's more of a joke, especially during New Year's Eve. Edit. I did a little confused about the knife thing, so I corrected it. Sorry. In Canada, you have to hold the door open for the person behind you, even if they are like 10 meters behind you. If you don't, the stranger will have passive aggressive thoughts about you all day. It is considered offensive to pour a drink from a bottle by turning your wrist backwards. My BF told me it's because in medieval times there were rings that could contain poison, and by pouring beverages a la traditora, you could drop the poison in your enemy's cup. It's also why you touch glasses to cheers. In medieval times, you hit the glass hard enough for some of the liquid to spill over into theirs. In case it was poisoned, they would die too. Crazy how many of our traditions carry on for that long. My mother's side is Dutch. Her parents made sure to make it very clear that you should never ever ask a Dutch person about their finances, especially about how much money they make. I used to work at the US headquarters of a Dutch company and found this out the hard way. Discussions about personal finances with Dutch people are strictly forbidden, which is so strange because unions are huge there, even in management positions, and the whole point of a union is ensure everyone has a fair wage, which means not keeping wages secret. Overall, I came away from the job feeling that Dutch people are really ducking weird. Don't even get me started on Black Peter. In Hungary, men water the women on Easter so they don't wither. Traditionally, they literally pour a bucket of water on the poor ladies. But as a friendlier version, most men uses cologne instead of water now. The women stay at home during the day and the men come one by one. They say a poem and ask the women if they can water them. The women say yes, and the men spray the cologne on them. Then the women thank them by giving them a red egg. In Argentina, giving a knife as a gift means fighting. Since you are giving a weapon to an unarmed opponent, knives must always be bought, even for a nickel. Doesn't matter, money has to be exchanged for the knife. Not a country thing, rather an area thing, but still interesting. Some of the rednecks where I live have their kids raise and slaughter an animal as a rite of passage into adulthood. The rest of us just have to jump off a bridge into a river, literally. Sounds like the plot to Twilight. It's bad luck to listen to music, run, or dance at night because it disturbs the underworld apparently. But guess who still does it? Sounds like some people that didn't like young people doing night activities. Sweden, I guess Lord Gascolis. I'm sure the pronunciation is wrong. I'm really sorry. Kids get candy only on Saturday because Saturday is candy day. Lord Scotties literally means Saturday candy, and it's common to buy ready-made bags of candy for your kids for this. You are not supposed to eat candy on the other days of the week, and if you give kids candy on other days of the week, they might not be allowed to eat it. This is usually only for smaller children though. Older ones buy their own candy. Finland too. In Italy, swearing is considered thousands times worse when God, Jesus, or the Holy Mother are involved. You do it on TV, radio, and you can be sued. You do it with most elders, and that's considered as bad as openly supporting communism is in America. But if you hang with millennials or younger, they'll say profanities every couple words. In Kentucky, you can get jail time for having ice cream in your pocket. It sounds stupid, but there's a decent reason for it. Apparently, some years ago, people used to steal horses by putting ice cream in their pockets. The law doesn't really enforce this anymore, but the law is still there. Where I live, it's considered rude for putting away your plate after you have finished eating if somebody is still eating. It's a tradition that you must wait for everybody to finish their plates before putting away your dishes. Also, if you are a visitor, you are not allowed to help wash the dishes or somebody in the household will not get married.